Alright everybody, welcome back to Susquehanna River Goblins. We're doing a modern league. Not with Grixis Delta this time, with Grixis Death Shadow. So, let's get to the deck here. It's very similar to Grixis Delver in that you play a bunch of Delve creatures, 4 Snapcaster Mages, and some black removal and blue counterspells, and some red stuff. So a lot of the stuff that's going on in the main deck is pretty stock. I'm pretty sure all of this is very normal. 4 Street Wraith, 4 Delve spells. Some people have more Gurmag Anglers or Tassigers, depending on who you ask. I think 2 Stubborn Denial is pretty standard. 4 Thoughtscour, 4 Serum Visions, 4 Death Shadow, of course. The 4 Thoughtseize, 2 Inquisition has been pretty stock. I think I like it. Some people have 4 Fatal Push. Some people have 1 or 3 lightning bolts. Most people just have 2 though. I think I have a Terminate over a Fatal Push, just because I don't like playing against Eldrazi and such. Fatal Push is not very good against them. So main deck's pretty normal. Mana base is pretty normal with the exception of these Flooded Strands, which are probably not very good. They should really be black fetches, but you want to buy more black fetches, being honest with you. But the 2 Watery Grave, 2 Blood Crypt, and 1 Steam Vents are pretty standard, and then the 1 Island, 1 Swamp is very standard. And then 4 Polluted Delta for Bloodstained Mires, and we should have 4 Scalding Tarns, which these are replacing, but oh well. So this deck has way more fetch lands, 12, than it does actual lands that tap for mana, 7. So one thing that does happen is you end up running out of fetchable lands very quickly. So it's something to keep in mind as you play the deck. But the fetch lands are very good, as they do get you very low very fast for big old Death Shadows. So out of the sideboard, we got some budget things in the sideboard that I'd like to explain here. Everybody always has 1 Surgical Extraction. I'm not sure why. I tried 2 and it didn't come up that I needed it very much, so I just cut it back to 1 in favor of like Countersquall and stuff. Everybody has at least 1 Stubborn Denial or Counterspell effect. Usually it's Stubborn Denial, and some people have like the 4th one in the sideboard as well. I had the 4th one, didn't like it as much. Clash of Brutality is great against Burn combo, you know. I like Ceremonious Rejection for the Eldrazi decks and Tron in general, and Affinity, I guess. A lot of people play Kozilek's Return, which I think is only played because it's easier to cast, because you don't really want 2 red sources very much. But, I mean, since we're playing Molten Rain as a budget option to Fulminator Mage, I figure we might as well go with the Anger of the Gods as well. I think Anger of the Gods is actually better against a lot of decks anyway. Like, there's not a whole lot of things that I would prefer Kozilek's Return over. I mean, I played Red-Green Tron for a long time, and the 3 damage from Fire Spout was way more relevant than the Pyroclasm, and Kozilek's Return instant speed was. So, I just like Anger of the Gods more. It might be worse on the mana base, and it might be correct to just have this be Kozilek's Return. Most people only have 1, and I have 2 of these. I don't know. I like it a lot. I board it in pretty frequently. The Temur Battle Rage is actually because I saw somebody playing it in some list. I don't know. It's not a very common thing, but I like the Temur Battle Rage. I came across a lot of situations where they just had like Lingering Souls. And sure, like that's like an Anger of the Gods or is it Staticaster thing. But in the main deck, this could probably fit in the main deck, is what I'm saying. But I just wanted another way to clear away random blockers. And that's sort of what the extra Anger of the Gods and the Staticaster are for. But like, tokens are pretty good against this deck, so I just wanted to make sure there's no way. Plus, I think I board this in against a lot of like random creature decks. It's just the solid card in the deck, and I could see moving it to the main deck. I just don't know what I'd cut at this point. Maybe a Lightning Bolt or something. Countersquall is just another random counter for decks like Scapeshift and stuff like that. Always solid. This is again for tokens. Dreadbore, we don't have Lilianas. And we have a... I don't really like the matchup against Eldrazi, so I like this, because Planeswalkers are very good against this deck, between the Lilianas and like Ugins and stuff. It's good to have one of these floating around. I played it in Grixis Delver. I'm not going to main deck it in this one, but it's alright. Nihil Spellbomb, he's random graveyard hate. Rise Fall is a card I've been trying out. I'm not sure what I'm playing this over, actually. There was something... Nobody plays this card. But I like this card enough that I'm just going to shovel it in the deck and hope it works out. Call me bad. We're going to go to match 1, though. This is a competitive Modern League. I've been practicing a lot with friendly leagues and silly tournament practice games. Those are never really practice for the competitive stuff, though. Alright. Not a lot of threats in this hand. Snapcaster Mage is like half a threat. I think it's good, though, because we're going to start out on Serum Vision. Maybe Thought Scour, actually, is what we start on. I'm going to keep it, though. So he's going first, so we'll see if we're going to go Serum Visions or Thought Scour. It is... It is looking to me like, well, Jundor Abzan. And if it's Jundor Abzan, it's probably actually... Well, Abzan, that people still play regular old Abzan. But it could also be Jund Death's Shadow. And they know exactly what we're on, because we have Stubborn Denial. Nobody plays this except for Death's Shadow decks. In Grixis colors, anyway. I think they just take Snap. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if it would take them that long. Alright, so we want to make sure our next draw is very good. And fetching and shocking is very good, and typically you want 2 black sources. We don't have any black cards in our hand, but we definitely need a blue source, and black is generally better than red in this deck. So we're going to start out with this. We have blue source. I think I do like Inquisition, but we don't need the polluted delta. Yeah, we're going to top this and hopefully draw something to play. Yeah. Because we're going to be casting Thought Scour one way or another. Still not really sure what our opponent on. It could be any variation of Jund Abzan, like black-green mid-range. Most of those people have moved over to this deck, but well, it's Jund. It's Death's Shadow. Here we go. Alright, so it's a 1-1 right now. Alright, so the only thing that's going to blow me out here is, so I'm going to bolt one of these. The only thing that's going to blow me out is double Street Wraith. So we're going to do this first and see what he's got. Okay, so we're going to take Thoughtseize, because that makes these bigger. Then we're going to shock this in and bolt one of these bad boys. So now our opponent has Verdant Catacombs, Inquisition of Kozilek. And they're going to take, like, what, Stubborn Denial? That doesn't seem very good for them. So this is going to hit us for 4 this turn. Alright, so one of these. This matchup gets very tricky. I haven't played it very much. I've played the Grixis Mirror. I haven't actually played against the Jund deck. The matchup's supposed to be very good for Grixis. So if I lose this, it's absolutely my fault, and you can tell me why in the comments, because I'm not going to be able to know. Alright. So I got both of these. Yep. Shotgun Stomping Ground. Yep. 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 Is it 4 card types? He has 3. Okay. That's not good anymore. No, we're gonna do this. First one was good. Second one was not. Usually Bolt is absolutely terrible against this deck. We might just die. I don't know. We gotta find something. It's not something. Come on, give me a Death Shadow one time. We've drawn all of our Thought Scours. This is so bad. Alright. We've milled 2 Snapcaster Mages and a Fatal Push. We're dead in 2 turns. Cycling the second Street Wraith may not have been correct, but, like, we just need a threat. Oh, come on! Come on! Come on! Alright, our draws have been atrocious here. Alright, we literally just have to have, like, the craziest... What are we doing here? In case you're wondering, I kept those 2 on top because I could mill them with Thought Scour and be sure that I was not going to get either of these cards. Alright, these draws were just atrocious. The last, like, 4 of the things I did were just ended very badly for us. Well, that's okay. We know what we're playing against. Surgical's very good. Dreadboard is probably good. I like Stormer Denial in the Mirror. I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be very good. Returning a creature from my graveyard and target creature on the battlefield to their owner's hands. That looks pretty good. Better against Delve creatures, but still. Terminates, pushes are good. Bolts are not especially good. Tear Battle Rage might be very good, actually. I don't know. Oh, discard spells are bad in the mid-range mirrors. I'm not actually sure what they're like in the Death Shadow mirrors, because we kind of lost because they just tore apart our hand, but, like, they're very bad in the late game. I don't like cutting all of them, but I do like cutting some number of the mid-range mirrors. Maybe I'll cut one more and put Bolt back in. Bolt's terrible. God, what am I thinking? Yeah, Collective Brutality doesn't take anything. Thoughtseize doesn't. I like Thoughtseize over Inquisition, generally speaking. I don't think they have any targets that are CMC 4 or greater, but I also think us losing life is better than us not losing life. Questionable. But I think this is what we're going to do. Counter Squall might actually be good too. Alright, let's cut this for Thoughtseize. Or add this and cut a Thoughtseize. Counter Squall counters very, very important things. Like Fatal Pushes targeting our guys. Terminates targeting our guys. Kolaghan's Commands. Liliana's. What else is really good? The 1 mana tutor for anything in my deck. That's super good. So, I'm fairly certain we lost game 1 to terrible draws, and our opponent drawing 3 Death Shadows, so I don't feel too bad. Ooh, this is very good, actually. Nile Spellbomb. We're going to put this in for Thoughtseize. Having super few Thoughtseize might be incorrect. This deck does sort of play like a combo deck. I don't know. I don't know what's taking our opponents so long. Glad they did, though. This is a pretty crazy hand, actually. So we can absolutely have turn 2 Tasigur. We have a Dreadbore for their big dumb Planeswalker. Death Shadow can come down turn 3 or so, probably, because this would be 2, 4, 6, 7 life. So I'm going to go down to 13 on turn 2, but we'll definitely keep it. Alright, we can't cast Death Shadow on turn 2. We could probably do it if we draw life, though. Mulliganed. It's pretty good. Alright. And we do want... This is interesting. I might actually... Let's do this first. Okay. This is definitely getting a blood crypt. No, because then I can't Thought Scour myself. It's going to have to get a Watery Grave, I think. Because I need black sources. I also need a blue source in turn 1. Maybe I should just shock this in. That would have looked awkward, though. Also, out of the sideboard, John, Dan, Grixis, I've seen them both bring in Lingering Souls. So Temur Battle Rage is still fine. That's another good reason to bring that card in. Okay. 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 So... just gonna shock this in. Nothing to surgical right now. You can't make us sack this. There's really no good way for our opponent to get rid of Tasigur. That's sort of why their matchup's supposed to be favored for us, is they have no great way to deal with this card. They have Terminates, I guess. Man, he's just gonna terminate it. I just lied on this fucking thing. Ugh. They don't run that many Terminates, though. Terminate's too expensive. Abrupt Decays don't kill it. Fatal Pushes don't kill it. They only run like 1 or 2 Terminates. Usually 2 per sport. Sure. Probably taking a Death Shadow. That's fine. Yeah, the fact that we brought in Surgical Extraction might also be a good reason to keep in discard so that you can take a Death Shadow and Surgical it. See, if he takes Death Shadow, though, I have Kolaghan's Command, which is going to look really awkward. Dreadbore is my only removal right now. That's probably not a bad pick. Dreadbore, yep. Okay. Sure. Play a Death Shadow. Do it, you won't. Do it. Okay, for a basic, I guess. Okie dokie. So opponent's definitely going to play Death Shadow next turn. I'm going to play Death Shadow. I can Surgical if he tries to bolt it. So I feel pretty good about that. I have to pay life to Surgical, and hitting Traverse is probably not bad. Yeah, so we're going to just fight like he's not playing Death Shadow, even though he is. He's probably just going to cast a Death Shadow this turn. Alright, so let's do this right now. Let's do this. What was this? What a weird pick for a small. Yeah, there he is. There it is. It's fine. Neither of these are especially valuable to us. They don't have a Snapcaster Mage, they're not that good. Yep. If we exile this graveyard, unfortunately we cannot surgical something for value. I'm inclined to just surgical the Traverse. Also, getting information about his hand is very, very good. Yeah, see, they bring in Lingering Souls. Abrupt Decay is very good. Fatal Push, also fair. He kept a Dismember in for our other things. That's probably good. Dismember is probably a good card this deck could play. Yeah. Huh. Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push, Lingering Souls. Looks pretty good, honestly. He cannot really do much against Tassiger. I don't really know how to deal with the Lingering Souls, though. Like I said, he only has one Terminate. Dismember is the other answer to this card. Problem is, this card is not going to be able to beat... I'm going to screenshot this just so I have it on the side. Yep. So, that's that. Yeah, that's fair. That's not what I wanted. Oh, it didn't reveal his cards. That's okay. We took a screenshot. Okay, so that is dead, which is sort of unfortunate. I don't really want... kind of want this back. You can Abrupt Decay it. And I want to wait until he casts Lingering Souls. In fact, turn target creature from graveyard to hand, target player discards a card. Let's do this right now. And he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to pitch my Lingering Souls for value, but I have this now Spellbomb on board. So that's pretty good. And he's exiling all the cards in my graveyard. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Ha! Alright. Still doing this. Okay. Now we're in kind of a shitty position. I don't really want to attack into this Death Shadow because it does just race us, unfortunately. But I can block it. He has a Lingering Souls. Ooh, that's gonna suck. Yeah. Yeah, he's just gonna cast it. That's fine. Okay. This is gonna fetch a basic. I like all these cards. It's probably gonna give me push though. Yeah. Oh, okay, command. Okay. Don't know what his last card is. He's probably going to cast Lingering Souls next turn. It's going to suck. Okay. Yeah. Looking at my card. He does not actually have red mana to cast a Terminate. And he is attacking. Yep. This is a reason to bring in Staticaster. It's like sort of a borderline case. So what did he see that we have? Stubborn Denial. Little late. God. Sort of sucks. It's just gonna give us Street Wraith and we'll die. Yeah. Lingering Souls is a pretty good one for this matchup. Because it's not like we can bring in Anger the Gods or anything. This is pretty close to game. Because I can't really cast any of these. I would have to draw... What saves me here? Not a lot. Multiple removal spells. Can't do Street Wraith. Attacking just kills us. Yeah. Very bad spot. You know, block here. Yeah. That's pretty good. Got a block there, though. Doesn't matter. Yeah. There's pretty much no beating this. Yeah. Alright, well, it's like that sometimes. I don't know, the first game we definitely lost to really terrible draws. This one, I'm not sure we could have played differently. I'm really just not sure, and it's something that if I watch it later, I might realize my mistakes. Like, I definitely had some misconceptions about the stuff that would happen in the game. Like, I just didn't play around his onboard Nile Spellbomb, so that was a problem. But I don't even know if that was that much of a fuck-up. You know what I'm saying? Me thinking I could get back Kolaghan's Command, or get back with Kolaghan's Command my Death Shadow was a little bit dumb. Yeah, I think that might have been the whole thing, but me thinking he was going to discard Lingering Souls when he didn't have a target for Abrupt Decay. Because, like, if I had gotten my Death Shadows back, or my one Death Shadow back, then I would expect him to keep Abrupt Decay, but I just forgot about the onboard Nile Spellbomb. So that was my mistake there, I think. Because in my head, if I had remembered this Spellbomb, I would have known that I was not going to get my Death Shadow back, so he would not want his Abrupt Decay. Like he would want his Abrupt Decay only if I had my Death Shadow. So him pitching that there was a result of me forgetting about the Spellbomb. Yeah, Lingering Souls is very good in this matchup. But I think we could have played this better and probably won. But that's the trouble with Grixis Shadow. That's kind of why I didn't want to get all these cards right away. That's okay, though. You gotta learn somehow. Stay tuned for match 2, I guess.